So today's Tuesday, October 21st, and we have a new moon in Libra. New moons are always a great time to set intentions because, it's starting a new cycle. Well, ultimately, we are cyclical beings. We used to have a 13-month calendar, but that happened to change at some point. So it's important to be in tune with the process and cycles that the moon goes through. So with this new moon in Libra, it's inviting you to really honor that mental process that you've been going through this past cycle. So tomorrow, actually, the sun enters Scorpio, and so this is the transition from air to water, from communication to feeling. Scorpio is all about that deep transformation. It's that true depth of ego and deep feeling, and it's that rebirth. Whereas Libra is really a balanced energy, but more of a mental process. So we're making that transition tomorrow, but this new moon right now is allowing you to reflect on what this past cycle has been for you, and to set the kind of intentions to not only have your mind in alignment, but to have it in alignment with the feelings as we go through this next cycle. When you look at this week in a broader astrological sense, the main theme is honestly talking about using rest as a means of devotion, because it really is. You have to have that balance between rest and action. You can't always be in the overly assertive state of just going after things. You have to honor the need for rest. And I think, for me personally, I definitely am feeling that call to honor my need for rest, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so this week, and today especially, before we actually get into Scorpio season, is giving us a chance to remain in this liminal space for a little bit longer, to actually rest on our laurels and prepare for this descent into the underworld, because that's honestly what the transition into Scorpio is, right, in the story of Persephone. I'll definitely get into the deep transformation and deep healing energies of Scorpio later on this week as we get further into the season, but for today's really the call to embody that Libra energy one last time for this new moon, because Libra really signifies, especially where it's this lunation is occurring in the last decan, it's really talking about balance, harmony, and that pause that we all so desperately need, I think. Despite all the crazy things going on around you, the obligations that you may think you have, how can you come into balance emotionally, mentally, spiritually? How can you take a pause and acknowledge that things are really harmonious in your environment, even in the midst of all of this crazy stuff going on? Show gratitude.